Now, this is not something a lot of people talk about, but I am the first male from Trinidad and Tobago to represent at Mr. Supranational.
We've been waiting for so long. We've been waiting for this time to begin. We ain't getting any older. I kinda feel a little younger.
Quick recap. In the first part, we talked about how I started modeling, and in this video, I'm going to talk about my journey in pageantry and representing my country. Now, both of these videos have a link because it's through modeling I started pageantry. So I remember clearly I was at a fashion week in Tobago where my friend Atalia Samuel, who was a past Miss World Trinidad and Tobago at that time, she came to me and she was like this, "Suvir, you know, you have a really good personality that will do well in pageantry." So I was like, "Pageantry? Like for men?" And she was like, "Yeah, there's this male pageant called Mr. Supranational, and I think you will do really well at it." So this was me here at 21 having this conversation out of the blue. Never had an idea that male pageants really existed. Now, if you watch the first video, I talked about how I was also skeptical about being a male model, but then I went on to have a career as a male model. But now I'm like, pageantry for men? And she's like, yeah. She went on to explain what the pageant is about, what their expectations are, what they stand for, and also with my ability to also be personable, she's like, you perfectly suit the role. And she think I'll do really well to use this opportunity to represent Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago is very small on the world's map. Not many people know about Trinidad and Tobago, and this was my opportunity not just to fly my flag high, but also to be able to explore the world while representing my country. And the key part of this is that it was held in Poland, so the opportunity to fly to Poland, well, that's number one, but number two, I already had a backup plan, and that was to go to London after. Now, I would tell you this. I have no experience whatsoever. We had limited preparation time, meaning 2 weeks from that conversation, and on top of that, financial backing was almost zero. It was an effort made possible by close friends and family who really came to the forefront and was like this, "Listen, this is a great opportunity for you, Suvir. Go out there, give it your best, and see what you can accomplish." I showed up there very inexperienced. Now, I had the experience as a model, but I didn't expect that pageantry would have so many layers to it. And it's very different, I would say, in comparison to female pageants. Now, I think I'm good at talking at the top of my head, but pageantry really required a lot of preparation to prepare for that big stage. Being 21 at this time, it really showed me my inexperience. Most of my fellow competitors at this time were already around 28, 29, and they had a lot of experience under their belt. What I did in this time was absorb everything around me. I absorbed their experience, I watched what each and every single contestant did, and I also made my little notes and learned from how they apply themselves in this pageant. My skin tone is very unique. That being said, the makeup artists across there, they didn't have anything to perfectly blend to get this look, to get this sort of shade and tone that I have here. So I was sort of sabotaged when it came to my look. They blended it a lot darker and it sort of take away from my natural glow that I had. Now, preparation would have come in key, where I should have been taught how to apply my own makeup. Now, as I explained before, I didn't have experience and the preparation was not there. But I was all grateful to learn from this. So I didn't place in the top 20 and I was not devastated. Honestly, I was disappointed. I was hoping that a little part of me would be celebrated back in Trinidad. Now that's where the real disappointment sinked in, where my personal gain was not achieved. I thought that would give me a next level of recognition in Trinidad. It would give me some level of superiority, and I realized that it wasn't going to be so. No matter how hard you work for certain things to accomplish them, you mightn't get that recognition that you deserve. Now this is where I had success. So you want to listen to this story. You see, from my first pageant, what I learned was not just how to be a mister, a candidate, a next contestant. I learned how to be a winner. And that all came down to preparation, representation, execution, and action. And why I say it like this, it's because that is how I literally used that opportunity in this next pageant at Mr. Grand International held in Panama. Now this is a key. I actually remembered how the winner of Mr. Supranational, the year that I participated, I remember every single thing that he did. Remember I told you I was taking notes? Well, I used those notes and I copied them and I pasted them and made them my own. And I applied them to this pageant that I was now representing my country at. Now this time, it was better. This was after COVID. I started to garner my own audience via social media through my content creation. So modeling was also there, but now this opportunity to represent Trinidad and Tobago with a little more eyes on me was going to be a lot more positive. Now, this pageant was something that I calculated. You see, with pageants, they tell you a schedule. And in that schedule, you now get to break down each event, what you're gonna wear, how you're gonna wear it, what you're gonna do for this event, and how you're gonna showcase yourself. This was the preparation that I lacked in my first pageant, and is also something that I don't see much people doing when they go to pageants now. They just go show up for the day and that's it. Now in pageants, they tend to do this thing where they have these early picks and saying who's their favorites. Now anytime you start to become popular on these lists, then it makes it better for you because you give yourself an opportunity to be seen by other countries as well. The way I would make videos on my Instagram story to not just engage the viewers, but also to engage the audience with what's going on at an international pageant and give them the opportunity to feel like they're actually there taking place in this pageant. And this is why social media is key and people need to use it to their advantage. Now, I didn't think I have the best body, but I know that in pageantry, it's not always the most important. It helps you, but it's not the most important. So I focused more on question and answer, representing myself, dressing well, taking care of my skin, these sort of things, and having a decent body. Now, one of the things that I think I accumulated over the years of experience through modeling is being able to really own the stage. And I think I used that to my advantage while I was at Mr. Grand, and not just while I was on the actual stage, but anywhere that I'll be walking, anybody I'll be talking to, how I represented myself, I really used that opportunity to represent myself on a higher level. The night of the finals. Now, you don't really know how you did in the prelims. They're not gonna give you that score, and all the pressure is on you. Now, you see your competitors, you can weigh out who's the better ones, who's good at talking, who's good at being a model, all these different things. But you have to ask yourself, how are you going to be better at their game than they are at their game? And that's where I thought that this is what I'm good at, the mind games. Being able to now see exactly how they apply themselves and what they use as a strong suit, making that one of my strengths as well, but also what was some of their weaknesses, making that a strength of mine. I already did at this point my, how do they call it? It's an interview where it's just you and like the organization, and you have to have a one-on-one conversation with them. I know that I nailed that really well because like the actor in me just kind of like clicked, and I was like, this is who I'm gonna be. And I put on this sort of persona that I know that they would like. And this is the thing about pageantry that a lot of people don't know. It's an act, and you have to also be able to not just put on that act, but maintain it for the time that you're there, in your duration from the time that you land to when you leave. And I think a lot of people get burnt out by that, and that's what makes the winners and what makes the losers. I prayed to God and I was like, God, please just give me what I deserve. I don't need to be in the top 10, I don't need to be in the top 5. I've put in all the hard work. please just give me what I deserve. And this is what happened.
The new Mr. Grand International 2021 goes to Mr. Grand Puerto Rico.
Well, yeah, he won. And congratulations to him. You know what? We really had a brotherly love. And not just to him, but like there was a group of us who really stayed together. Plenty of us who communicate still on Instagram. And that was basically my best pageant experience ever. And on the back end, coming out of that, was I disappointed? No. Was I shocked that I even got so far? Yes. I was just so grateful for the opportunity to go out there, not just to represent my country, but to represent myself, facing all the backlash, all the stereotypes, all the stigmas, to make a name for myself. I mean, when I get to Google myself online, I feel proud that I've been able to put forward that work for myself. And I'm really grateful for all the people that have been around me who helped make it all happen. But then it was time to come back home and face the facts. There was no real big limelight, no big reception, a couple of interviews on the media, and that's it. You're done, you're dusted, you got first runner-up. If I won, would it have been different? I don't know. But I'm also glad that I didn't win, because if I did win, I would have to represent the organization for an entire year. So everything works out perfectly. Everything works out as they say. God has a plan. You have to take it in stride, take it for what it is, learn to go through these hills and valleys and understand that some of the things you might want in life, some of the things that you might expect, they're not going to pull through. It's not going to happen for you, but something better is always around the corner. And in disguise, that's how I think my life really worked out. The things that didn't work out for me, worked out for me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you can please like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Let's have a conversation. Let me know what else I could talk about. Anything, any topic, I'm open to it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.